well. So it's just kind of stuck with me since high school, and so as the season goes on, we'll see what happens. And I don't know. It's fun to keep around for right now.
You guys returned both starting inside linebackers with the coaching staff as kind of a point of emphasis to get Jake Chaney on the field and kind of be a third starter. But from what you've seen behind the scenes, why is he a guy that needs to be on the field this year?
I mean, he is a must-play guy. He shows up every day and works. Coach Fick just put the play hard board up, and he was one of those guys on the play hard board, and it's because he comes in every day with a different energy and a different passion than a lot of guys have. And to watch what he can do on the field with how fast he is, how strong he is, how quick he can read and understand things. There's no reason he shouldn't be playing on Saturdays.
Hunter, I gotta ask. I mean, it's been a while without a game. How excited are you to go out there Saturday and just hit somebody?
I can't wait. It's been far too long. You come out of the season and you're always just waiting for that next opportunity to hit someone else. And for it to finally be on Saturday and us to finally get here, and know that we put in all that work and now it's time to go show the country who we are. It's very exciting for sure.
On that first play, are there any nerves? What's kind of like your feeling? Because obviously there hasn't been much contact for a long period of time, and then you're going out there and you're going full speed.
Yeah, I mean, there's nerves coming into every game. But then once you step on the field, you fall back to your training. You understand that it's a game. You've been playing this game since you were that high. So then you just fall back and you just realize, like, man, this is fun, and you just play your game.
Who do you think once you get through the week quicker and get to Saturday, the players or your head coach?
That's a tough question.
And what do you think's going through his mind?
Oh, he's fired up. He's always fired up, and I know he's ready to go out there. He's excited. He loves competition, and he loves competing, and he loves the guys that he does it with. So yeah, I mean, he can't wait. He's ecstatic, and I am as well. Just to see what we can put on the field, and to really see and show the type of team we are.
He mentioned downstairs when we talked to him that he heard that the students don't always show up on time for the games. Did you guys give him any tips on how to get them there? Do you have any tips on how to get them there?
I have no tips. That's out of my control. But yeah, I would love them to get the students in there quicker, just for atmosphere and obviously all the tradition and everything like that.
So about your head coach thing, what about your coordinator? Do you think how he's kind of getting through this week?
He's also excited. There's a lot of excitement around the whole program right now, and for Coach Stress, he can't wait. We had meetings this morning, and he was already jacked up about it, which everyone is. So once we get to Saturday, there's going to be a lot of emotions, and when we get there, we'll have to control them and go put our product on the field.
What did he do obviously, Coach Leonard was really popular amongst all you guys. What did Coach Russell do to kind of win you guys over and make you realize y'all could still have an elite defense even with this group?
Mm-hmm. I mean, trust is a big thing, and he came in and he explained that to us himself. He said that we're not going to be a good team if you don't trust the guys around you and you don't trust us as coaches. And when he comes in every day with the juice he brings and the knowledge of the game that he brings, it's hard not to trust him. So as you become more and more comfortable with the coaching staff and Coach Stress himself, you build that trust. And so now coming into Saturday, there's no issues at all, and we're ready. Whatever he calls is what we're going to run.
How is his style different or similar to what y'all have with Coach Leonard in terms of his approach?
It's hard to compare just because both of them are very good coaches. Coach Stress is an upbeat guy. He runs around. He does his thing. I guess I don't necessarily want to compare the two because both are such good coaches. So I'm excited for Saturday with Coach Stress.
Is there any trash talk with Caputo yet?
There has not been. No, there has not been. But there will be on Saturday, I'm sure of.
Was there any difference, obviously Jim Leonard was a defensive backs guy, Mike Trussell more of a linebackers guy. Is there any difference in the way that, they might be handling the safety position, the defensive back position, in terms of one-on-one action or something like that? Is that a difference there that you sense?
I mean, obviously it's going to be different just because it's a different scheme and we're running a different defense. So it's different in a few ways. It's always going to be different when you have a coaching turnover, and so it's just how you adjust and how it's taught. You run it that way, and neither way is better or worse. It's just different.
What gives y'all confidence this defense will be that traditional top-ranked Wisconsin defense?
I mean, nothing's changed in terms of the culture and in terms of what we expect. The coaches came in here, and the motivation and the plans they have for this team and this program is exactly, it aligns with what the players have. And so, there's always that expectation for our defense that we're going to go out there and dominate. And, that expectation isn't changing for Saturday, and it won't change all year, and it won't change in the future either.
Having guys like Kamoy and Trey Blaylock in the room that you've had before and you've even played with, does that at least ease some of the transitional period? And how is kind of your relationship on the field grown with them to where you guys can just click like that on place?
Being with them for the last 2 years, obviously Trey was out last year, as I was, but not even being on the field, just being in the locker room and being around them. Our relationship has grown so much more since we all kind of first met each other. And so being on the field with them, and when all of us know what we're doing, it makes it really easy, especially when all three of us are on the field at once. You can make adjustments and you can talk, and it's hard to be wrong because we all know all three positions, so we can play it how we need to.
Is there a different anticipation coming off a year where you missed games, coming into a new season and that kind of thing? Is it a different anticipation for you outside of being a new coaching staff and all that kind of stuff?
I don't think it's a different anticipation necessarily. I think it's another year. It's another opportunity to go play the game and go put your best foot forward. So my approach from last year and this year isn't any different. It's still to come in and do whatever I can to help the team and play my role on the defense. So no, there's no different anticipation. It's just go out and dominate.
We talked about the focus being, playing as clean as possible in week one, but balancing that with being aggressive too. I mean, especially for a defensive-minded guy, how do you find that balance?
I think playing clean comes from knowing your job and knowing your role and knowing where you have to be on each play. And when you know those things, then you can play fast, then you can play aggressive, then you can take those chances and take those shots. So I don't think you have to find a happy medium. I think it's just understanding that both of them, they work hand in hand. So when you know your job, then you can take those shots and be aggressive.
We're just doing something on go ahead.
Being around Trey now as long as you have, and especially last year when you said we both were out, what did you learn about him, how he balances home life with 2 kids and school and football and all that type of stuff?
He's a special dude. He really is. There's not many guys I know that can do what he does and juggle the things he does and still come in every morning with a smile on his face. So having a dude like that in our room and next to you on the field, it's special. And the relationship that we've grown and built, makes the communication very easy, and really just makes it a lot of fun. When you grow that bond with someone, you can celebrate each other's plays, you can celebrate each other's victories, and when things go wrong, it's easy to talk about it, it's easy to fix it and move on to the next play.
We're just doing a story on the end of division play this season. There's a lot's been made about the East having kind of the stronger teams, having the teams that win the championship game every year. What's it been like competing in the West? I know y'all have had a pretty wide open race. It's been decided the last week, the last couple of years. What's it been like competing in a division that seems that evenly matched almost?
Every week that you're going to come out and play, it's going to be a dogfight, and there's not going to be a week where you can come out and not show up and still come out with a victory. So knowing that is great because you can't relax. You can't take any weekends off, any Saturdays off, and it's a lot of fun. You don't want to play in a conference or in a division where you're not competing and where the games aren't challenging. That's what makes football fun, and that's what makes this sport so easy to play and easy to be around is because of that competition. it's natural, and you need that if you're going to be great.
Wisconsin kind of dominated its division back in the Legends and Leaders days and then the early days of East-West. Is there any kind of incentive for y'all to kind of get back to the way it started, kind of get back and top that division now that it's ended?
I mean, we always want to be at the top. That's always the plan, is to be at the top. And I think, it's been 11, 12, however many years since we've been at the top of the Big Ten. And so that's always the challenge for us. That's always the goal. So, I mean, that's the plan. It never changes. And we're going to go out, and if we execute every week, I think we can make that happen. So it's just go out and play your ball.
I'd say Hunter to just with Marty being named team captain. I mean, he's been here 6 years. I know you're heading into the third now.
Mm-hmm.
Just what have you seen from Marty that makes him a captain?
Marty deserves it more than anybody. He comes in every day and puts his head down and works. And because of that, he has the most respect on. I mean, very little people on this team have as much respect as Marty does, and he does his thing. He'll go to lunch and he'll sit down with whoever he wants. And, it could be a guy that he's close with. It could be a guy that he's not close with. And he's just a great overall dude. He represents what this program is about. He represents the culture, and he comes in and shows that every single day.
I know a lot of the spotlight isn't always on the back-end guys once the season starts, but what have you seen from Braden Moore in the fall practices, and how has his development kind of gone along?
He's coming along, for sure. He's a great athlete. The tools are all there. So now for him, it's just getting the mental side of the game to come around, and that's hard. As a freshman, you come in, and in most cases, you're not running a super complex defense in high school. I had the same struggles when I got here. So for him now, it's just understanding the playbook, the defense, where he needs to be, and really just getting a better feel for the game. Because the only way to really understand and get better at it is reps. And so the more he gets them, the more he's going to play. And we've seen him show flashes that he could be and will be a really good player. So when he comes around, I can't wait to watch him.
Appreciate your time.